Hi, my name is Cecilia Twitchell, and I chose the organization ORFA Events based in Charlottesville, Virginia. I chose this organization because that is where I currently work, as I do not yet work in a hospital, but I do think that the challenge I chose could certainly be applied to a larger organization, and that challenge is cross-training. So a little bit about ORFA Events. We do about 18 to 20 weddings a year, 5 to 7 nonprofits a year, and our wedding budgets start around $75,000. So our weddings are pretty high profile and require us to be on top of our game all the time. We only have four main planners. The first is Marissa, who is the owner, designer, and lead planner. She plans every detail from the ground up. There is no part of an event that she doesn't have her hand in. I am her second in command. I reach out to vendors, I put them under contract, I plan out the logistics of the day, and act as the lead planner when Marissa goes home at the end of the night, in the middle of an event. Next, we have Stevie and Renee, who are our setup and breakdown specialists, respectively. These might not sound like terribly important positions, but they definitely are. They are critical to our operations, and they each have expertise and knowledge on how to perform their tasks as efficiently as possible. So a typical night for us starts with Marissa and Stevie arriving around 10 a.m. for an event. Marissa would dive right into directing vendors, answering all their questions because everyone always has questions. And Stevie would dive right into floor plans and setting up tables, things like that. I arrive approximately 2 hours before the ceremony to wrap up any needed setup, to direct vendors, to help Marissa with that, and assist the bridal party as needed. Renee would arrive 1 hour before ceremony to kind of acclimate to the specific event, since all of them are different, and help wrap up any last minute details. Marissa and I would run the ceremony, then we would run the reception, first dances, speeches, things like that, dinner, and then she goes home around 7 in the evening following any kind of large events. Renee and I finish out the night with me as the lead planner and Renee as my assistant, in addition to helping pack up all of our inventory, which can be a lot for sure. So we each have played our roles 1,000 times, and it feels like we're a well-oiled machine. We all know what we're doing, and things seem to run really smoothly. But when I objectively looked at our company, I realized we didn't know how to perform in each other's roles very well at all. For example, if Stevie were to be asked to end the night instead of Renee, she would not be as quick as packing things up. Things might get broken, things might not be packed correctly. Even if I were to do Stevie's role, she is the morning shift. I would take much longer than her to read and execute the layouts because by the time I normally get there, that's about 75% completed. And even though I look at layouts and work with them all the time, I just wouldn't be as quick as her since she is such an expert in that role. Furthermore, Renee and Stevie both heavily rely on Marissa and I to intercede questions from vendors, and I think just a little more information could really help them to be more confident to speak with vendors on their own. This small company can run so much more effectively with just some simple cross-training. I chose to address this problem with the short cycle, or the plan, do, check, act cycle. First, we would have each specialist write their job descriptions and tasks. We would have each person study these different tasks, so that each of the roles on paper, and then plan for one at a time for us to learn on site at events, because that there really is two sides to planning: the planning and then the doing, the executing of the event. They're very different. Once the trainings were over, we would check for inconsistencies and address them, address any issues as they came. This endeavor would greatly benefit our stakeholders, and our stakeholders are the planners ourselves, clients, and our third-party vendors that we work with. All of us would have more confidence in our abilities and just be able to answer more questions and just have a wedding run as smoothly or event as possible. The benefits would certainly outweigh the cost, with the cost just being a few added hours on each planner's hourly rate. We would need organizational approval, but being such a small organization, that would not be a problem. Marissa would certainly approve this, as she would see the benefits. I think this is a real life solution for ORFA events, and one that we will actually employ. So I am grateful for this assignment. Thank you.